We have Aeneas Williams, 8-time Pro Bowler, now a pastor, and as Martin pointed out, a Fox 2 analyst from time to time. Aeneas, good to be with you. How are you?
I'm doing great. Thanks for having me, Frank. I appreciate it.
How could you work with that communist TV station in town when you know there's Channel 5 out there?
Well, sometimes they hold you hostage, but you can't let it on. But I think Martin has held me hostage for a little while.
All right, well, we all make mistakes, Aeneas. You can change and come on over to 5 too. And then we have Mr. Maroney, the pride of Normandy High School, the pride of, let's see, it is Herbert Hoover's Boys Club. Yes, Big Ten Freshman of the Year, all first team, all Big Ten, and a guy who, people forget about this. When the Patriots were making their Super Bowl run a few years ago, they weren't doing it via the pass. They were handing you the ball. You had some great games in the postseason and helped lead the Patriots to the Super Bowl. How are you today?
I'm doing good. Thanks for having me on the show.
You know, I know your mom a little bit, and I thought your mom had some great analysis of the way that thing worked, that you weren't getting the ball that much early on, so your legs were really fresh, and then they rode you like a thoroughbred down the stretch.
I think my game, as I look over the years, I think I get stronger as the season goes on. I might start off slow, but once the season goes on and I get a feel for the game, I think I get better as the season goes.
And is it true that running backs, like the more carries you get in the course of a game, even though you should be getting tired, the better you are? Give me an idea.
I'm not saying the more carries, but you know, you have to get a couple carries in a row to get a feel for the game. You know, you can't just have spot jobs to where I get a carry, take 3-4 plays off, get another carry, because I'm never getting a feel for the game. I don't need 20, 30 carries a game, but you know, some of them back to back to get a feel for the game. I feel like I can break a couple.
You know, you were both big favorites to win Super Bowls, and your teams were upset. I want to get a thought, because I'm sure the Colts are going through that right now. How long does that loss stay with you? And do you even think about it now? Did you have trouble sleeping then? Give me an idea, Aeneas. Let's take you back.
I don't have any trouble sleeping, anything like that. I think it's crucial to be able to assess it. This was another game. When you get to the Super Bowl, I don't care what the odds are and all those things that other people worry about. When you go into a game, you realize, or you better realize, that the team you're playing against, and in our case, we had played New England during the season in New England. And if New England does not fumble the ball on the 1-yard line prior to going to halftime, I think they go up on us in that game during the regular season, I think like 26-3, something like that. So we knew going into the game, I don't care, everybody else was talking, that we had to play well in this game. In this case, it's a game of turnovers. New England was able to tie Law, pick one off, run it all the way back. We came back in the second half, and we found out the early beginnings that New England had a potential Hall of Fame kicker, and Adam Vinatieri, he started with us. But once it's over, if you're not careful, if an organization, and I don't think the Rams organization handled it well, I think you have to assess, man, we had a tremendous season. We are very disappointed we lost the game, but make no mistake about it, the Rams organization, 2 out of the 3 years, were in the hunt as being one of the best organizations in the league.
Well, it's amazing that when you talk about that turnover thing, if you return an interception for a touchdown in a Super Bowl, you're not going to lose. I'm thinking Ty Law, New Orleans this year, Pittsburgh the year before against Arizona. That was Willie Brown with the Raiders. I mean, that's like a deciding point in the game.
In Indianapolis, I think the cornerback,
Kevin Hayden.
That's right, yeah.
Ran one back against Chicago. It's no doubt about it. It's about the good teams, and New England's one of those teams, is it's turnovers. Even in your game, the All-Pro cornerback missed the interception. Asante. He missed the interception in that game when he dropped.
We missed 5.
Exactly. Say it again.
I think we missed 4 to 5.
Exactly.
Rodney Harrison missed 1. Asante Samuel missed 1. And there was 2 other guys that missed one that could have sealed the game for us. And you know, in games like that, I felt 2 years in a row my dreams was crushed in a matter of seconds. Even in my rookie year in the AFC Championship, they came back with a minute to go, you know, and crushed our whole dreams when we went up 24-7, I think, at half. We was up 21 points at half on Indy my rookie year, and they came back and won within a matter of seconds, just like the Giants game. You know, we was winning the whole game. It was going back and forth, and one lucky play changed the whole game, and everybody don't know how long seconds are in the NFL. You know, 30 seconds ain't long when you're talking, but in the NFL, that's a long time.
And I think even being with fans, the fans are still disappointed. I mean, I had my Bible study, one of the guys in our fellowship time, he was talking about how the game was rigged and all this kind of stuff. I think the key to answering your question, Frank, is the ability to put things in perspective. That we had an opportunity to play in a Super Bowl. We played on a very good team that has a number of future Hall of Famers. I think an organization has to assess this. We had a good season. Let's move on, but let's celebrate this season that we just had.
Could you really celebrate and feel good after that Super Bowl?
Most definitely, because at the end of the day, we still did things that no other team did. We went 18-0, and it's tough to go 18-0. You win every game, and you don't win the one that counts. And but you know, for me being my second year to where a lot of people in the league don't never ever get a chance to go to the Super Bowl, I was just happy to and was not content, but it was just a great feeling to be on that stage and be able to play on that stage. Win, lose, or draw, I still was able to play in the Super Bowl, made the first touchdown in the Super Bowl. So the Super Bowl still has memories for me. I would have wished to won it. But, you know, things are what it is. You know, you can't take it back. So my whole outlook about it was we lost. We knew what it took us to get to the Super Bowl now, so now we know what it takes to get back there next year. And so there's no point of crying over spilled milk. We can't come back and change the score, so we might as well just look forward to next year.
Speaking of perfection, what if you were members of the Indianapolis Colts down the stretch and had a chance to be perfect, and you were starters, and you're home with your wife or your girlfriend, and she asks you, so what do you think about the coach taking you out? What would you tell her? There's no cameras, there's no radios. What would you have told your wife?
I would tell her I was disappointed, but I know professionally I'm guided by bosses, and in our profession they're called coaches. And it still has to do with perspective, the ability, I'm hired to do what this coach asked me to do. So what I have to do as a leader is support his decision. If I'm in that decision, will I make a difference? Would I like to play for a perfect game, a perfect season? Yes. But I've also know how to focus my mind and get honed in on, okay, what is the coach asking us to do? Otherwise, you have a whole season lost because the leaders are not supporting the decision that the coach made. It's a difficult decision, but you have to support. Once it's made, find a way to get your mind to support what's been decided. All
right, Lawrence, what would you have told your friends? You're not on camera.
I would have been upset because at the end of the day, I'm a football player, and anybody that considers themselves as a football player want to play the game, no matter what the situation is, whether we winning by 30 or losing by 30. You want to play because this is what you do. This is our job, to go out here and put on a show for people and play this game. So I would have been upset, but at the end of the day, like he said, I'm not the coach. I don't call the plays. I don't make decisions. So I have to just respect every decision the coach makes.
All right, but now you're Jim Caldwell, and you can make the call on whether to go for it, go for perfection. Would you have done it?
I go for perfection. I keep the guys going. We saw their outstanding pass rusher, Freeney. He gets hurt and attempting to avoid a hit.
Yeah.
So things like that in the football, you have opportunities in a lifetime. And I kind of assess, why were the fans so upset? Because in our generation, everybody wants to see. I'm glad I lived to see Michael Jordan, and I don't have to read about him. I'm glad I was in this generation. And when you have an opportunity for 2007 Patriots to go to perfection, and you now have Indianapolis, I get to be in this generation, so I don't have to hear, what's the running back from Miami, always on ESPN around that time of year?
Oh, yeah, Berkeley Morris.
Berkeley Morris.
Yeah.
I would like to be in the generation that gets to talk to Berkeley Morris and we did in our generation too. It's about reaching your potential.
Lawrence, down the stretch, when in your perfect regular season, all the starters were playing full time. They didn't take you guys out, right?
No, they didn't take us out. Even the last game against the Giants in Week 16, we all played. We all played the whole game.
Yeah, and that was when Brady and Moss broke their records.
Right.
Yeah. All right, we'll take a short time out.